Stop! My penis can only get so erect.
First, I wasn't really sure if it was the right decision to really make this story a two-parter, but in the end, I truly thought that this was an interesting conclusion to the first half of Ultraman arc. I love that we actually got the connections between the kaiju attacking not only on K-Day, but also the regular old kaiju attacks, which if you think about it, it's just like regular ass just tokusho that is of course that a kaiju would just attack the city every single Friday. Just, I was saying, with all of that, connecting it to the Onyx, which the Onyx is the ball that contained the ray that Ruchion captured. So all of the slumbering kaijus that woken up, if it was on K-Day or even after when the show already began, was because of the Onyx. Noise there, give ass, got attracted to the waves of the Onyx, which is really brilliant to fucking connect all of those things, all of those occurrences to one singular thing, and just kind of like bringing a specific thing that would connect it to the monster of the week. It gave something that was very episodic a serialized way to connect all of it together, which also brought the Onyx to an interesting level of threat, being this a ball that just gathers energy and in one point it would just explode. Yeah, you can stop the river, which I did like that Sweet used a river analogy. Hey, you can mitigate the river for a bit, but in one point it's going to break out. And like the idea that it is very much, oh my god, it's going to explode and destroy Earth was really cool. I just wish that maybe, just maybe, have Yuma really falls to despair, specifically with Swede playing like the devil on his shoulder, telling Yuma's like, hey, Rechion didn't tell you that, you see? Like, this is bad. Like, it's really brilliant. And we could have had like an episode that is just no fight scenes, which could have been cool. Or, I don't know, bringing Givas and have him die to really bring more despair to Yuma, and then have Yuma really kind of come up and say, no, I need to fight together with Rechion. While I do love that it really mirrored like the entire situation between Yuma and Sweet to Sho and the rest of Skip, where Sho pretty much told them about Project Onyx, and it worked so well with both of them telling the people that called them friends pretty much that, yeah, I've been keeping a big old secret from you, but both of the friends really understand that, okay, there was a reason to it. How much at least Rechion's reason were like viable, and I kind of understand them. It's like, okay, like there is this thing that we need to take care of, but right now I don't have the answer to, hey, we're working on the same situation and I'm not telling you something because I don't want to, because my bosses don't want it to go out of proportion. But also it really shows that Sho really more aligned to Skip's ideology than the GDF, which is very obvious from the very first get-go. While it is interesting that UP just can see Swede, like, I don't know if it's going to be something that is just going to be played up to comedic effect, or it's going to be something more important down the line. While the debut of the Galaxy Armor made so much sense, and it was great, it being connected way more to Rution makes all the sense in the world, because if you think about it, all of the other armors were power based on the sun, the moon. Those are things that us humans that haven't left Earth, we can understand, we can semi-quantify. Galaxy is something so big, we can't understand it. So having Rution being the thing that actually creates the armor alongside the Onyx made sense. And having Yuma pretty much telling him, hey, use your imagination, nice little callback to the first episode where literally Rution told Yuma, use your imagination. If it wasn't the first episode, I think it was the third episode, like the third episode that was a flashback to what's supposed to be the quote-unquote first episode, which was still brilliant. And it really shows that Rution and Yuma's relationship isn't really just Yuma relying on Rution, because if you think about it, Rution couldn't be able to fight without Yuma. Yuma gave Rution that form. He gave him his Ultraman form. He gave him all the armor. He gave him the sword. He gave him the ability to fight, which shows how much their symbiotic relationship really feeds off one another, and they're one, which helps so much more to Yuma as a character. And like, not only Rution telling Yuma that he's scared, but also Yuma telling Rution that yeah, he felt hopeless for a bit, but he understood that they can somehow get through it together. Again, those are small character moments that we don't need to get every time, but having them shows how much those two people or beings really evolved forward, and it just kind of made this final form, quote unquote, more powerful. It's Rution using kind of the imagination that he learned from Yuma to create something stronger, which is brilliant. And the episode ending with a crack staying where the monstered horn was placed in the air somehow kind of leads us to the big thing of like, hey, Senzu isn't done yet. Senzu is probably coming for his revenge. Overall, it was a pretty fucking strong ending to the first arc of the show. So yeah, this episode gets an A+. Overall, like, this entire show for now, it's really strong. I don't believe that it's as strong as, let's say, Blazer was, because I think Blazer was such a breath of fresh air. It's not really fair, but I think the first 15 episodes of Ultraman arc are genuinely like brilliant storytelling of just doing whatever the fuck you want and telling what story you like to tell. So yeah, the first half of Ultraman arc gets an A+ too. So the Galaxy armor is actually really cool. It's really neat looking. I don't know what to say except like I really like the purple and blue highlights, and it really works well with all of the like the light up colors. And I do like that the armor kind of is pretty much looks like a galaxy. I was actually kind of surprised that it's just going to be an armor piece and not an entirely new suit, because I thought we were going kind of like the Ultraman X route. But yeah, what you thought about Ultraman arc episode number 15? Comment below, let me know. Tell me what you thought about the new armor for Ultraman arc. If you liked the video, please press that like button. If you haven't subscribed yet, please help your subscribe button achieve its final goal of becoming a subscribed button. Don't forget, you're the only one that can protect forest fires. Thank you very much and have a great rest of your day. Bye bye.